Having gone through many bouts of burnout myself, regulation and the ability for sustainable productivity is something I'm super passionate about. So when it comes to stress, I am no stranger. I love diving into all of the aspects of stress and recovery. So when we're experiencing a mild level of stress and dysregulation, the common practices of the average person: have a drink, watch some TV, have the night off, get a good night's sleep, and the next day you're good to go. Where that doesn't work is with moderate to long-term stress. Once the internal reserves in the body get depleted, common practices that I would call passive recovery, like watching TV or not doing anything, that starts to have limited benefit. Once we get to a point where we are experiencing brain fog or not feeling replenished after a good night's sleep, we know at that point we actually have to do some active strategies to start to feel better. That can be time in nature, that can be breath work, yoga, meditation. There needs to be something a little bit more concentrated than just sitting back and doing nothing. And that can be a part of the equation. I certainly know when I've been doing a lot and I get to the point that I need a break, doing nothing is just what I need. But I also have recognized watching TV, just chilling, doing nothing, replenishes me at about 1/5 the speed that meditation does. And at a certain point, it doesn't get me to the depth that I need, which something like meditation can. Now, the tricky thing is when you get to that point, the last thing you'd feel like doing is rest, because you're like, wow, I've got this mountain of increasing tasks that need to be done. And the last thing that my workload can sustain right now is time away from that. But the problem is the more that you commit to that, the less your bandwidth becomes, and then the longer that's going to take. So sometimes it's a case of calling it earlier than later. And I'm really speaking to myself right now. Giving yourself permission to take rest and doing that soon can be the difference between long-term burnout and getting back on track earlier. So let me know if you are currently going through a point of stress, dysregulation, or even burnout. I'm really keen to hear where you're at and what have you found is beneficial to helping you get over it.